Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Omni viewer, and in the space of time between when I recorded and posted my review of James Gunn's Superman and my recording of this video, I realized something, and I had to make an addendum to my thoughts about the movie. But it does require getting into the spoiler territory that I reserved for the end of that initial review. So, once again, this is your only warning to not watch the video if you don't want to have the movie spoiled before you see it. And again, if you recall, even though I wasn't blown away by the movie, I still liked it well enough and I do recommend it. But if you don't want to have it spoiled, then I'm giving you one last chance to stop the video. Just take your time, click away if you need to. I'm going to assume that you have, or if you haven't, you have stuck around because you've either already seen the movie or you don't give a darn. So, this relates back to what I said in the spoiler section about how it seemed to me that Superman wasn't as active in the movie as I expected him to be. Like, he saves a lot of people, of course. They put so much emphasis on him saving lives that he even saves a squirrel. But at the same time, I couldn't really say that he saved the day in the specific sense. Like, he doesn't go and interfere in the little Middle Eastern conflict that in the finale. He interfered before the movie starts, but we don't see it. We only see the Justice Gang go and solve it the second time. And he's not even the one who closes the interdimensional rift that's being torn open by Lex Luthor. Mr. Terrific is the one who does that. Now, granted, Mr. Terrific is a super genius, so of course he would have to be the one who does it. But at the same time, it just raises the question, why was Superman there if he doesn't resolve those conflicts? He does defeat Ultraman and the Engineer, yes, but one could argue that was more running interference for the other heroes than it was being the primary hero, or so I viewed it at first. But then I started thinking about it, and it occurred to me that maybe I wasn't seeing the bigger picture. And I realized maybe Superman actually does save the day, but in an unconventional way. He does defeat Lex Luthor on the ideological level, of course. But it occurred to me something else was going on. You see, the way the movie sets things up, it seems pretty clear that Superman going off and interfering in geopolitical affairs is not something that's really happened before in this particular universe. Or at the very least, it's not something that a hero has done before. The idea that he did do it and the implications that come with it are what spark the controversy, and it also is one of the primary things that drives the interview that Lois gives to Clark as Superman. Lois is trying to say that the situation is very complicated, saying, did you represent America? Did you consider the ramifications? And Superman's only response the whole time is, people were going to die. I stepped in and saved them. I stopped a war. It's as simple as that. And it's kind of frustrating for him that this doesn't seem to be getting across. And it almost seems like because that's his only argument, he doesn't actually have much more of an argument. So maybe he is wrong, or so it seems. We can also look around and say that the Justice Gang clearly doesn't get involved in that kind of stuff either. They'll show up when a kaiju attacks, of course. And they are certainly going to save lives and do the typical hero things. But again, something like what Superman did, that's not their bag. Green Lantern even goes out of his way to say it goes against his oath, which is an excuse, but it's the one he is sticking to. And of course, it is eventually revealed that all of this stuff that's been going on, all the geopolitical conflict, the social media campaigns, the exposing of the message, which, again, I don't know if there's going to be more to that in a future movie, but it was all orchestrated by Lex Luthor for one purpose: to take down Superman. And yet, no matter what happens, no matter how dire the situation, no matter how bad his reputation gets, what does Superman do? He sticks to his guns. No matter what, he remains true to his ideals. He believes that the ultimate priority is to save lives, prevent conflict, do that which is good, even if that doesn't align with what he's being told is good. Again, Lois's argument is that the world is more complicated than Clark is making it out to be. But it's later revealed, as I just said, the complication was all a scheme by Lex Luthor. He was making it complicated, and he was using politics to make it complicated, getting in good with politicians and other government officials, and working, pulling strings and everything in order to make a situation that would tear down somebody who, as far as he's concerned, undoes the entire purpose of humanity. And yet he's wrong about who Superman is on every conceivable level. And he's also wrong about Superman's motives. Superman remains true to himself. You could argue he's kind of a static character in this movie, yet he's a static character in that sense, at least, done well, because he draws the other characters to his way of thinking. So what happens at the end? The Justice Gang interferes where they never would have interfered before. They get involved in that conflict. Metamorpho also joins them, even though he was a prisoner for God knows how long. Once he and his son are free, he has no reason to go back into the limelight. He could just lay low and hide for as long as he needs to. Yet he chooses to go back out and be a hero because of what Superman did. Superman set the example. And by setting the example and sticking to it, others follow. Even with Lois and Jimmy, when they expose Lex Luthor's plot, that is ultimately still them coming to Superman's line of thinking as well. And the thing is, I didn't get that at first, but then again, I also didn't get that Superman wasn't actively involved in resolving those conflicts at first either. My thought process was, I watched the movie, then that first thought occurred to me, and now this thought has occurred to me. So I would say that does paint the movie in a better light than I originally gave it. Now, am I rewriting my opinion? No, I'm still very middle of the road when it comes to this film. I am neither overwhelmed nor underwhelmed. To quote another DC property you might be familiar with, I am simply whelmed. But I'm whelmed in a good way. And I wonder if this is one of those movies where the more I think about it, the more I see it, the more time I have to really digest it, the more layers are going to be revealed. I don't know. I know that this layer was revealed, certainly, and it was revealed after only one viewing and after I'd had roughly a 24-hour time space to think about it. But hey, that's a good thing in my book. So I just wanted to add that as a little addendum to my initial review, and everything else I stand by at this point. But who knows what the future will bring. Until such time as we meet again, this is the Omni Viewer signing off.